Hi everyone, it's Budget Bunny here, and today we are redoing the guinea pig cage. So what you are actually looking at is all the plexiglass for the cage, which we've already cut down. And what we have decided to do is do the base of the cage in like a flooring, like a coroplast, and just the sides as the plexiglass, because the plexiglass was actually fairly expensive to purchase. So we are using clear plexiglass that we got at Lowe's. I think we bought two 30 by 48 sheets and one 18 by 24 sheet, and that will be enough to do the entire cage. And basically what we had to do was measure and then cut it down, and we used this tool here. Let me just open it for you. So this tool here is what you need for cutting the plexiglass. So my husband did all that last night, and you do have to be fairly careful only because plexiglass is plastic, so it can break easily. And you want to go slow to get the smoothest edges that you can. And then what we're actually using to line the cage is this Banker's Box Tough Board plastic display board. I got this at my local Staples, and basically it's a tri-fold presentation board. It was $19.48, I believe, or $19.98 a board, and I got two of them. But I will show you here. It's basically, now it doesn't say that it's coroplast on there, but it basically looks like it. It's a really hard plastic, like I can't bend it or anything, and I can't smush it down. It's wipeable, it's clean, so basically it was a much better price than I could find for chloroplast, and I think it's going to work just as well. It says it's durable, won't tear, water resistant, resists stains, is wipeable, and yeah, so I'm trying to think. The middle piece there was 24 by 36, and then it folds out again to make another almost 24 by 36. So I only needed two pieces to do all the bases, and I will show you guys as we go through the process of rebuilding the cage how it goes. Hi everyone, I'm back. So I've just moved the piggies temporarily into a little playpen in our spare room. So I'll just show you. I just got it made up here. They've got, this is actually what I kind of catch them in. I wait for them to go in to this. I kind of gently shoo them in their cage into like a snuggle bed or a cuddle cup, and then I just carry them into here because I don't find that they like being picked up. They like being pet but not picked up. I've just put some romaine lettuce in a bowl for them. They have a cardboard chew tunnel to go through, some toys, a box of hay, the cat castle that both them and the bunnies love, and they have the willow tunnel right there. And they are just enjoying some veggies under here. This is just a stool from the dollar store that they like to hide behind. So they are just under there right now, and I'm going to start emptying out everything from their cage. So my husband is just making some changes to the length in the plexiglass. He cut all of the widths last night, but we didn't want to cut the length until we kind of had everything into the cage so we could get it perfect. So he's just using that tool I showed you before and a metal ruler to ensure a nice straight line. And once you've kind of scored the plexiglass, then you just continue on until you can snap it in half. And just be careful when you bend it, because you can actually create other cracks in the plexiglass if you're not careful. To make sure that the plexiglass won't move in the cage, my husband has very slowly and carefully drilled holes around the cage and then tied the plexiglass to it with zip ties. Okay everyone, we've got the cage about finished now. I think it's looking great. I absolutely love it. It was a little hard with just the two of us and this small space to kind of film as we went along. So I have a few clips, but other than that, I thought I'd kind of show you what we did. So what we actually did to start off was just measure and cut all of the plexiglass. And then what we did was we actually flipped everything upside down and used clear tape to tape the plexiglass to the coroplast, and just to give it a little extra security, because I really don't want anything to fall out of it. All of the clear tape's on the outside and you can't see it. So all of the tape is on the outside of the plexiglass, so the guinea pigs can't get to it. And then what we also did was just drill very carefully, because this can shatter very easily. So we did drill a few, there we go, we did drill a few holes into the plexiglass around each cube and just secured it with a zip tie to the grid just to enforce it a little better. And I just think it looks so neat because it's so open now, you can barely even notice the plexiglass. So what we also did was we moved the ladder, because the ladder used to be along this back corner right at the back, but where it went is right where my piggies love to poop, and so they're ruining the back of their ladder as well as the bedding back there. So we've actually decided to move their ladder right to along here so that they won't be pooping on the end of it. These need to be washed now, but as you can see, even with changing it every couple days, it gets really yucky. So, and the wood's getting ruined underneath. We're gonna have to replace that soon. So that's why we changed it to there. There is plexiglass right along here. And what we've actually done is cut a small little entrance right here so that the piggies have enough room to get up the ladder. And so they've actually got a little more room up here because we've extended it both ways. And then they've got that piece there, but they do have a nice piece of plexiglass there so that they won't be able to get out, and they're nice and secure and safe in here. Along the back where the hay rack is actually, you can probably see the reflection there. That is all plexiglass now, so that whenever they knock hay out of there or they're kicking things around, it can't go behind the cages, because as you can imagine, since Willow and Ollie's cage are below, this is very heavy to move to try and clean behind it. And up here now, I am so excited because there's all plexiglass here, nice and secured with zip ties again, and all along here. So now I will be able to see the piggies when they're on the top level, and it's nice and tall so that they can't get out. They'll be perfectly safe up there. It's nice and secure again with zip ties, and but I'll be able to see them. And then I don't know how well you can see it, but along, we've just bordered all the sides in the back with plexiglass, including up top here. You can kind of see it. So I still need to clean out the cage because we've just finished. So I'm going to have to do a good shop back and a wipe down before I start putting everything back in there. But it'll be so nice to have this all bordered and you barely even notice it. But that way everything will stay in the cage and be nice and tidy, and I'll be able to see the piggies a little nicer. And I'm really excited about having this all open at the front. I just think it makes for a nicer looking cage. Hi everyone! So it's been a full day since we've switched over to plexiglass, and I absolutely love it. I can see the piggies so much better. This is what it looks like at the front. So unfortunately we couldn't get just one big sheet of plexiglass for the front because the only size that was that large was actually quite expensive. So we've had to do one large piece and two smaller pieces. And what we've just done, just like at the back, is just zip tied it together. And look at that, them having their veggies. So quiet right now. All you can hear are all the little animals nomming on their yum yums. But it's so cool to just see them now through the plexiglass. Obviously I'm going to have to wipe it down on a regular basis because as you can see there's already little drops from the veggies. But that's okay, I love it so much. And then at the bottom, just like at the back, we've zip tied it. And right here we've actually zip tied it to the coroplast, and also underneath right here to the bottom of the cage so that it would lay nice and flat. So I'll just show you what it looks like. And this is really sturdy too, like it's not going to go anywhere. If I show you, I can barely move it. So there's no way that the guinea pigs would be able to break it. So I'm finding it just as easy to clean because I do have my step ladder. So I've just put 2 tunnels in there for them. They have their toys. I moved around their veggie ball and this thing that I also put veggies in just because it was kind of in the way of the ladder now that we've moved the ladder right here. And just underneath there they have a bed and a snuggle sack and their veggie ball now. So their ladder is right here. So this did take some getting used to for them because this is basically the exact same as what it was before with the black foam board, but they kept trying to dig up the blankets back there to try and get through because that's where their ladder used to be. So that's taking some getting used to for them, but they've been, now that they're adjusted, they go up and down no problem. And I didn't really move much around other than the veggie balls and stuff on the bottom floor and the ladder. Everything else is basically the same. So they've got their hay rack and their litter box. And I can't tell you how awesome it is that when they're up top now, I can just see them. It's so great. So I've just got their hidey house there and a tunnel there and some more toys. So I absolutely love it. And I think I showed this before, but what they have to do is they just go up here, and then we've just made a little cutout right here in the plexiglass, and they can just go right through. And the only thing that we're going to change, unfortunately, when my husband was cutting, this did crack a bit. And when we were looking at it, although the pigs are fine, that was the same height as the foam board before, we're going to get redo just this section right here so that the plexiglass actually goes up as tall as the litter box, so kind of connects here and comes out and goes across there just to make it a little higher. They haven't had any problems, but especially now that it's clear, I'm a little concerned about them jumping out of the litter box and hurting themselves. I mean, it hasn't happened. They know this is there, but just because they can't see it like they could have with the black foam board, I just am a little bit nervous about that. So today was a holiday here for us. So my husband's going to get the new plexiglass tomorrow, and we'll just, nothing's going to change except we'll just put a higher piece right along here. The other thing that has been great, because of the plexiglass, I came in today and there were no poos on the floor and no poos in the bunny cages. I don't know how they do it, but there always seems to be guinea pig poos in the rabbits' cages. I don't know how they're flicking them out. So that's what their cage looks like now. It looks so cool, like you can barely even see it up top. I love it. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.